So let's discuss about the speaking and PTE score. So I'm gonna make it like 4 different videos, so that's gonna be easy for you guys to watch it. So the first thing, PTE score speaking. So it has 5 different sections. So first, read aloud. Second, repeat sentence. 3, describe image. 4, responding to a situation, and 5 is the answer short question. So the first section is read aloud. So in that section, you will be asked, you will be tested for fluency, pronunciation, and content. The first thing you have to understand in the PTE core is you have to satisfy the computer. It's not a human-based thing. There is no human to evaluate your score. It's all computer. So whatever the marking criteria, you just have to focus on it. That's where you get the good score. Even though sometimes the training I took, I did in 1 week. I saw some videos on YouTube and I learned it. So in that, one of the guy was saying the structure, the format, how you can write your test. I was like, the words, the frame, that doesn't make any sense. But what he was trying to explain is what all you have to do is satisfy the computer. Meet the marking criteria. Then you get the good score. Even if you have ideas and you have really good language knowledge, if you don't meet the marking criteria for each individual test, you will lose your score. So make sure you remember what marking criteria for each sections of the exam. So for the speaking, they test for fluency, pronunciation, and content. Fluency, what is fluency? Smooth flow, not too fast. So they will give you a passage on the read aloud. You will read very fluently, announcing clearly, and the third one is content, words on the passage. So you have to speak fluently. You should be having proper pronunciation. You should just focus on the pronunciation. Don't try to imitate or do any accent which might end up in pronouncing different ways. So don't do that. Just speak in fluently. Pronunciation should be correct, and all the words you should be saying. So the read aloud, they will be marking you for speaking and reading, because you're speaking and at the same time you're reading a passage they're giving. So they will be scoring for these 2 things. So for the second one, repeat sentence. For the repeat sentence, you will be hearing an audio. That's a tricky one. Some people say you can write it down and read it back. But for me, I find it so difficult. The first question, they're showing me repeat sentence. The first one, I tried to write it, but I couldn't really write and listen to that. So it was really hard for me. So what I did is I just listened to that, and within few seconds you have to repeat it. You don't have much time, right? So you just repeat it back. But if you have, it depends completely upon you, but if you feel it's difficult to remember, just write it so fast and read it back to it. But for me, it was 2 different tasks to do it at the same time. It was really hard for me, so I just listen, focus, and just reply back when the beep sound comes. One more thing, read aloud or repeat sentence, you get multiple ones. I thought I'm gonna get only one, but it's not like that. Repeat sentence or read aloud, I got 4 or 5 sentences to do it. So just know your game and just do it. That's all this test is about. For this test, you don't really have much time to think. Within seconds you have to reply back, so you have to be really into your game. So the third one for the speaking is describe an image. So they will be giving you an image like a graph or a picture. For me, I think I got most of the graphs. So for that, you have to really make sure you have the content. So for the speaking, they check for fluency, pronunciation, and content, right? So you have to make sure you have these 3 things. So you just have to create a format. Like when you write an essay, you know how to write it, right? So first, this image describe about this, and then you say firstly blah blah blah, secondly blah blah blah, furthermore, moreover, last but not the least, or overall, something like that. So this is, you have to make sure you add the keywords, because that's how the computer know you're talking about it. One thing you have to remember is each student's writing the exam has different answers, so computer doesn't have a specific answer. So you just have to focus on fluency, pronunciation, and content, then you should get your score. So make sure to add maximum keywords from the image and then talk to 20 to 30 seconds. and you have to read the question first and see how many seconds you have for preparing. Then you prepare, and once the beep sounds come, you have to start saying your answer. It's going to show everything on computer within how many seconds it's going to start, how many times how much seconds you have to prepare. Everything is going to show there, so there is no confusion in that. But you have to really, your mind should be clearly focused on the exam, otherwise you will lose it. Once you lose one, you will get very nervous and maybe end up losing all the upcoming questions. So make sure you focus on the exam. And the fourth one is responding to a situation. So responding to a situation, they will give you a situation like so there was an apartment ad showing in your building that there is a room available for renting. So but you went there to check with somebody, but there was nobody, so you are leaving a voice message or something like that. So you know how to do a voice message to somebody. We do that in a regular basis or whatever. But for the computer, they need the keywords, they need a format, you have to mention the keywords. So take few keywords from, most of the keywords, I took most of the keywords from the passage, and they just say, oh, I have seen ad on your thing, and I would like to talk about that, and blah blah blah. So you just make a format which works for you, because sometimes when you try to mug up another format somebody told you, it might be hard. So just make one, the one you usually use in a day-to-day life. You can take that and use it. That's the responding to a situation. The first one is answer short questions. So they will be answer short questions. 1 to 3 words are fine. Repeat few words from the questions. So answer short question, they will say you just have to answer like 1, 2 or 3 words. That's it. You don't have to say more. But for some, like all the questions, I mean most of the questions which ask me, I don't know the answer. Very few I know the answer. Like they will ask you like what do you call somebody stay beside your home? So you know neighbor, some that kind of questions, you know. But this is an example. This is not a test question. I'm just giving you an example. So something like that, if they ask, then you know. But they asked me some other questions, I don't know the answer. So what I did is, the video I watched, he was saying you can use this thing. You can use words. You can use the few words from the question. So let's say they're asking, what is the what do you call the person who live next to your home? So you don't know, you just didn't get it, what is neighbor or whatever, you didn't get it. So you will say the person live next door. So you will just say that. For me, I got 90 in speaking, which means whatever I did the trick, it worked. So just do that. It should be okay. But if you know the answer, just do the answer. But if you don't know the answer, that's okay. You can just say the words, because computer is mostly related to the content in the question. So I think the AI is set for finding the contents. If the test taker is using the contents, or are they saying related to the contents? That's what I understand. So maybe just go with it and you will be fine. But do your research and do your own format, so that's going to be easy for you on your test, because people talk on their different experience. So just make sure you do it in your way, so which way you can get score. It's completely up to you. Some people can follow other people and they can gain good score, but some people cannot do that. So just do your own, so you should be fine. So that's all about speaking, and all the best to you guys for the exam.